Hello everyone. Welcome to the video series on Scratch. In this video, we will create a few fun projects. So, our first project is Color Clicker. In this project, we will animate the letter sprite in such a way that whenever we click on the sprite, the color of that sprite will change. Let's delete this default sprite 1 as we will not be using it. Go to choose a sprite icon and click on it. Now, since we want a letter sprite for this project, we will click on the letters option. Now, you can see there are different sprites here. I will select the Glow A sprite. Now, after selecting this sprite, we will add a beautiful backdrop to this project. Click on choose a backdrop and you can see the various options available here. Let's select a backdrop for our project. I will select the stars backdrop. Now, I want some animation to happen when I click on this sprite. So, for that I'll select the when this sprite clicked block. Then, I want to change the color of this block of this sprite every time I click on it. So, I will go to the looks menu since I want to change the looks of this sprite and select the change color effect by 25. Now, let's click on this sprite and see what happens. You can see the color is changing every time we click on this sprite. Well done. We are done with our very first project. So, let's save this to our system. So, I'll name my project as Color Clicker and save it. Now, let's move on to a second project where we will see how we can add sound to our project and code our sprite to make the sound. So, let's create a new project. Again, we don't want this default sprite. In this project, the letter sound project, we will add a letter sprite and when we click on that letter, a sound will be played. So for that, let's start by first selecting a sprite from the choose a sprite gallery. Again, we'll go to the letters option and this time I'll select another type of letter sprite, suppose C. But this time I want to play another sound when I click on Z. So for that I'll go to the sounds tab and click on choose a sound icon. Here I will select this Afro string. Now let's go to the code tab and in the drop down for this block select Afro string. When I click on the Z block or the Z sprite, this sound should be played. Let's stop the project and let's play this block. Oh, I think we added a wrong block. Let's go back to the sound tab and select the when this sprite clicked block. Now let's click on Z. You can hear the sound. So this is it for our second project where we learned how to add sounds to our project and play the added sound in our project by using the sound block. Now let's save this file to our system. Let's name it as letter sounds. Now moving on to our third project where we will see how we can make an animation wherein we will be spinning a sprite. Let's create a new project and let's delete this default sprite since we don't need it in our project. Then go to the choose a sprite option and from the sprite gallery go to the letters option and let's select a different sprite. Let's say B. Let's increase the size of this sprite to say 200. Now we will code this block B or sprite story B in such a way that when I click on this sprite, then it should start spinning. Now for that, the first step you already know is the when this sprite clicked block. Now from the motions menu, I'm sure you know which block is used to tilt the sprite in a direction. Yes, for this we'll be using the turn right by 15 degrees block. Now when I click on this sprite, you can see the sprite B is tilted. But I want this to happen continuously without any when I click just once. So I'll add the repeat block from the repeat block from the control menu. And this is how your end block should look like. So when you click on this B sprite, it will spin in a complete circle. Now let's reset the position of the B sprite after it has done its complete spin. So to do that, we will go to the motion menu and use the point in direction 90 block. Now let's see what happens when we click on this sprite. You can see after spinning it is coming back to its start position. What happens if we change this 15 to 45? It's spinning very quickly. What if I change this 45 to 5? It is spinning slowly. Let's increase the number from 10 to 15 to make it spin in a circle. No, I think we'll have to add more steps. Say 40. Yes, now it did spin in a complete circle. So this is all for our project about how to make a spinning animation. Let's save this project to our system. Always remember to save your projects to your system as when you start a new project, your previous project will not be saved automatically and you will lose your previous projects. So I will name this project as spinner. Now let's make a new project where we will see how we can make our sprites fly. So for that, let's make a new project and let's delete this default sprite. Now in this project, we'll make a sprite flying animation as you may have seen in movies like Superman and Spider-Man, where the hero flies on the rooftops of buildings. So let's create something similar to it. Let's first select a backdrop by going to choose a backdrop. We will select the blue sky backdrop. Next, we will add two sprites to our project. One is the cat flying sprite. Yes, you can see there was a flying sprite. Yes, so we'll select the cat flying sprite. Next, we will also add some buildings to show that our cat is flying over buildings. So let's select the building sprite. Let's increase the size of the buildings to say 120. So next what we'll be doing is we'll program our sprite, animate, or we'll code our sprite to fly over buildings. So for that, we want this animation to happen when we click on the green flag button. In our past two projects, we saw the when this sprite clicked event. In this project, we'll be using the when green flag clicked event. So from the events menu, select the when green flag clicked block. Next, since if I place this sprite over here, you can see it's already on top. But what happens sometimes is this sprite might when they are overlapping with each other, this cat sprite might go backwards. So for that, we will code our sprite to be in the front. So for that, to always be at the front. So for that, oh, sorry. So for that, we'll select the cat flying sprite, put the when green flag clicked block, and